Alright, so we're going to do a quick review of Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah. It's been a highly anticipated game for us, I think.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it 2 years ago, I think, when it was announced at E3.
Yeah.
Because it looked fantastic,
Yeah.
and the size of the map looked really good.
And I've enjoyed the past Tom Clancy games. I love, like, the Rainbow Six Vegas series.
Yeah, and Ubisoft's come under a bit of fire lately for some of their games. People saying they rushed them too much. But this one, it seems they took their time on. Obviously, there's some issues, but overall, it's a great game.
Yeah, it's a solid game.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk about our graphics.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as soon as loading up this game, the beginning cutscene, it's just the detail and the quality was amazing.
Yeah, the world is really like the focal point of the graphics thing. Like, the characters look good too. Like, well, the mouse and the cutscenes and stuff like that aren't great, and like the facial features, but
yeah,
that's really not the focus of this game. It's more focused on gameplay than story, really, I think.
Yeah.
And the environment is... There's a lot of variants. Like, you go to like wetlands, there's mountainous regions with snow, there's like the salt flats, and it's just a really cool map. It's Bolivia. So.
There was one point where I was standing on a ridge, and it's just looking out. It's just the scenery was amazing. Like, I couldn't believe like the detail. Just standing there, it looked like some fancy picture taken by a photographer or something.
Yeah, and a lot of games, you know, they say like, oh, you see that mountain in the distance, you can go there. And like, you actually play the game and you can't because there's berries. But like this game, it pretty much is that way. If you see a mountain in the distance, like, you can go there because the map is huge.
That's another thing. The map is really big. There's all these like different, I would say, provinces or areas that you can go to.
So it helps. It doesn't get boring because you're always seeing new things. You go to a new province and there's new landscape, and it's just something new to do, and there's more missions and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we'll get to is gameplay.
Yeah.
No, it's a third-person shooter. Well, also it's first person as well, but when you're running around, usually you're in third person.
You can switch back and forth. Yeah.
And the mechanics, I find it handles very smoothly.
Yeah.
I like sniping a lot because there's a big you're only 4 guys, or if you're playing co-op, like 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But so there's more of it steers you more towards stealth than just going. You can go like guns blazing, but the thing is, you're only 2 guys against, say, like a base.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're playing multiplayer, you got to make sure. I mean, you can do it with a couple people, but obviously it's going to be more fun if you get a group of people to play with you. Because if you play by yourself, you do get your AI squad,
and they are actually. There's a few times they get a bit stupid, but like the sync shot is really cool. It's where you can set up targets and then take a shot at like another one, and they'll shoot at the same time, so you can take out multiple targets at the same time without alerting anyone.
Yeah.
And that's actually an awesome feature, and it's really fun and really helpful for taking over bases.
And the other thing is too, the enemy AI in the game is actually really well done. They don't take the same paths all the time. It's like
you can't like watch a base and be like, okay, he goes there and walks by here. Like, a guy could just get up and walk to the other side of the base.
They can just randomly walk anywhere. And that's the thing. If you're taking guys out, you don't want them to spot the bodies, or else they'll alert the other guys in the base.
So you always have to be paying attention to where guys are in the base. And that comes in too. That's the drone. And so it's a little drone you fly around, has a camera on. You can spot out enemies in a base without actually going in the base yourself.
Yeah, the drone.
And it's a really cool feature, and you can upgrade it, and there's a whole system.
Yeah, there's this,
And also, like, enemies will go to sleep in the night, so like you have to be careful.
Yeah, that is true.
Buildings and everything like that.
If you happen to go to a base at night, you'll find that enemy soldiers and stuff will be sleeping, and you can sneak around and grab like the odd collectible or your skill points and weapon parts and stuff.
Yeah, the AI is quite good. Okay, and now customization.
Yes.
There's a lot of it in this game, and there's no shortage of it. Like, you can customize the appearance of your character, and the gun customization is crazy.
I like the gunsmith mode where you can go in and you can change all the parts basically. You go to each section of the gun, the weapon, and it'll come apart, and you can see, you know, all the grips you can buy, everything, the add-ons, the scopes,
and you find all like the new weapons and the new attachments in the world. It's not like you don't go to a store and buy them. Well, you could be a cheap idiot and purchase them online if you want to cheat, pretty much.
Unfortunately, there are a few, you know, cool weapons and stuff that are locked behind a paywall. Unfortunately, that's a part of a lot of games today.
But no, so you go around the map and you find all the weapons, you find all these new things. So you're constantly finding new weapons. It's not like you can buy them all right off the bat. You find them as you go on. They'll get better, and you like upgrade your character pretty much, and you get new skills. And the whole skill system I like as well.
There's a lot of cool skills there too.
Yeah. A few things that we have some issues with: the helicopters. They take a lot of getting used to.
Yes, the flying controls are
wonky.
A bit weird. Yeah. They could have made it, you know, a bit like how it was in maybe, you know, Grand Theft Auto. You know, you got the rudders and stuff for the planes. It was a lot easier to. This one it's strange. It's like there's two different flight modes in it.
Yeah, there's no way to switch between them. It's just kind of like happens. And also, one thing too is the Unidad soldiers, which are pretty much like the game's police force. It's the military police.
Yeah, they're the other faction in the game.
You'll be trying to take over a base or something, and this car will drive by with them, and you could be like hidden somewhere, but they spot you and they just attack on sight.
Yeah.
And if you don't kill them quick enough, they radio in to base, and you get the patrol meter at the top, which is like your stars or your wanted level, and they just keep coming.
And it's on and off. There'd be some times where, you know, the patrol would drive right by me and they wouldn't do anything and they didn't care.
Other times
you could be on a rock
or in an SUV fully. No one, you can't even see inside, but they see you and they start firing. You know? And like they just send wave after wave of helicopters and attack choppers, and like you try to run away, and that's the only way you can get rid of them.
Sometimes, it gets real annoying. Yeah.
Like you think that they would eventually give up after they lost like 6 attack helicopters, but.
Also, vehicle damage is strange too.
It is ridiculous.
It's like you could tap like a little a sign or a tree, and the whole front end of your vehicle will be just mangled.
Yeah, just destroyed. It still drives.
I like that there is damage, but it's like it's too much. I mean, hopefully in the future.
If you run into a car full speed, I want to see the front mangled. But if I bump into like a pole going like 5 kilometers an hour, it should not be wrecked.
Yeah. Hopefully that's something that they can fix in the future. Yeah.
But all in all, really enjoy it. The story, it's still pretty good. Like you take over the cartel, and, you kill the cartel members or disrupt it, and it's nothing fantastic. But the game's really more focused on gameplay and like playing with your friends.
It's real fun to go around with your friends.
Yeah, and the co-op is really fun.
Yeah.
And all in all, we've really enjoyed it. It's a good game. If you're thinking of getting it, you're on the fence, I get it, especially if you have a friend that maybe has it that you can play with. So, yeah, all in all,
it's a pretty solid
it's an enjoyable game.
Yeah. It has its few flaws, but for the most part, it's really good.